Welcome to my channel, 1 ounce at a time. Doing a selection Sunday for my bourbon tournament for March Madness. I've got 32 bottles in front of me. It looks kind of chaotic, but basically let me give you a little bit of input about my selection process. I wanted to include several craft distilleries, as well as some name brands and some hard to find bottles, as well as easily accessible bottles. So it's a mixture of all these. I'm going to go ahead and crack open this Old Elk that was sent to me by the distillery. Appreciate you sending the bottle, Old Elk. This is their wheated bourbon and comes in at 92 proof. So I'm really excited to grab this while we go through this selection process and show you what bottles we selected for the tournament.
We don't have anybody in yet.
So, like I said, what I decided to do for this March Madness tournament is to do a mixture of name brand distilleries and craft distilleries and see who comes out on top. But drinking on this Old Elk during this process. It's pretty good for a wheated bourbon. I like that one. That one's good. So to begin with my process, I'm going to go ahead and start over here and show you what bottles I ended up selecting for this tournament, and who are going to go head to head. I'm going to go a round of 32, then a round of 16, then a round of 8, round of 4, and then the championship. So the first bottle in the selection is going to be this Pursuit United. This one is the Double Oak Pursuit. Comes in at 108 proof. It's one of my favorite bottles. I like Pursuit. I like a lot of their stuff. So I had to put this in in the tournament. Next bottle in the selection is going to be Still Austin. This is the straight rye. This one's a shelfer you can find just about anywhere. This one's really good for rye whiskey and Texas whiskey. Next one is going to be Angel's Envy Cask Strength. This one's a little bit harder to find. You have to actually go to the distillery in a lot of cases to pick up this bottle. But this is a cask strength version of their port finished rye whiskey. The next bottle in the selection is going to be a little bit one that's hard to find. This one is 1792, the 12 year. This one's a little bit harder to find, but it's still obtainable. A lot of places you can pick up that bottle. You may just have to pay a little bit more. Next one is an Orphan Barrel. This one was the 17-year release Fang Pursuit. This one I picked up a while ago. I've been sipping on it. It's a pretty good bottle, and it's a 17-year-old, so that one's a little bit harder to find. Next is going to be Old Fitzgerald. This is the 7-year bottled in bond. This is supposed to be a shelf-stable item, but they have a lot of people been buying these up as soon as they see them, so kind of hard to find that bottle sometimes. Next one in the list is going to be 13 Colony Cask Strength. This is a cask strength version of their bourbon. This one's a little bit hard to find too. 13 Colony is getting more distribution, but it's still kind of hard to find that bottle. Next one is going to be a Four Roses single barrel. This one comes in at 100 proof, and this one is OESK mash bill. So I want to include a Four Roses in this tournament. See how it did with some of the other bourbons out there. Next one is going to be the Lux Row. This one is the 4-grain, and this is a double single barrel. So it's a mixture of 2 different barrels. So this one I thought was pretty unique. I think it might give a run for money for some of the other bourbons in this list. Get back into this Old Elk. Smells very, very sweet for a wheater. Okay, the next one in the tournament is going to be the Henry McKenna 10-year. This one used to be really hard to find. You can find this anywhere now. This one's a bottle and bond 10-year. It's around 60, 70 bucks. It's an excellent bottle for the price. I think it'll do well in the tournament. Next one up is going to be the Redwood Empire Pipe Dream. This is a cask strength. I did think about putting the regular offering from Redwood Empire, but the cask strength's really easy to get, so it's not something that's not real hard to find or anything like that. I tried to stick with major distillers and craft distilleries, but no store picks or anything else like that, because those are kind of one-offs, and I wanted to ensure that whatever I put in this tournament, it was going to be something that you can just pick up off of the shelf that's going to be consistent. Next one is a little bit harder to find bottle. This one is the Old Forester 1924. This is the 10-year Old Forester. This one is pretty hard to find, so we'll see how that does in the tournament. Next one is a bottle that was sent to me by the distillery. This one is Midway Distilling Company. This is a double oaked rye. This was one of my favorite ryes from a craft distillery. I'm really excited to see how it does in this lineup. It's a very good bottle. Midway is up and coming, and they have a lot of good juice in their stuff. Next one's going to be another bottle that's kind of hard to find. This one is the Michter's Barrel Strength Rye. This comes out once a year. This bottle right here is a fantastic bottle if you can get your hands on it. One of the best ryes out there. Really excited to see what it does in the tournament as well. So, getting back to my craft distilleries, the next one is a bottle that was I obtained by going to the distillery on a visit. I really appreciate Acre Distillery for inviting me out there to tour their distillery and get a few bottles from them. This one is Long Haired Jim. This is a Texas bourbon out of Fort Worth. Really good bottle. I enjoyed the time I spent at the distillery, and I'm really grateful they sent me home with this bottle. It was a really good bottle. Next one is another bottle that was sent to me. This one is Jephthah Creed. Jephthah is one that uses a bloody butcher corn in their mash bill. So it's a very distinct flavor, very distinct bottle. This one is the red, white, and blue bottle they sent me. So this one is going to be a little bit different flavor profile, so it's probably going to stand out a lot, but I'm looking forward to seeing what it does in the tournament. So, moving over on to the other side of the bottles. 32 bottles is a lot of bottles to get through. So I'll take a little break right now and explain how the tournament's going to function. First round, like I said, it's going to be all 32 bottles. 2 bottles competing against each other, and then the winner moving on to the next round. And the loser obviously gets eliminated from the tournament until we get down to 2 bottles and find out which bottle comes out on top in the tournament. Typical March Madness style. I'm looking forward to seeing which bottle comes out on top, so very interested to see that. This Old Elk is actually really, really good. If you get a chance, the sweeter right here, it's really good. Okay, so we'll start over on the far end of the spectrum and work our way back to the middle. Next one's going to be a really hard to find bottle. It is the Jack Daniel's 12-year. I had to include a Jack Daniel's bottle in here, and this is what I chose to include. I'm like I said, tried to do a mixture of obtainable bottles, rare bottles, and craft distilleries. So this is an excellent bottle. Jack Daniel's makes a really good age-stated bourbon. Next bottle is going to be this Heaven Hill cask strength. I'm sorry, not Heaven Hill. I'm thinking of another bottle. This one's Maker's Mark. Sorry, Maker's Mark cask strength. This one's the age-stated one, 7 years, 2 months. I just did a review on this bottle. It was actually really, really good. It's really hot for the proof point, but it's one of the best offerings right now from Maker's Mark. So definitely wanted to include that in the tournament. Next bottle is going to be kind of hard to find. This one is actually easier to find than a lot of different allocated bottles, but at the same time it's still kind of hard to find. This one is the Knob Creek 12 year. That one's going to be, I think, do really well in the tournament. I like this Knob Creek 12 year. It's a great age-stated bourbon. Comes in at a really good proof point at 100 proof. So this Knob Creek 12 year is one to look out for in the tournament. Next one is going to be a rye. I wanted to include a mixture of bourbons, ryes, and whiskeys. This one is one of my favorite ryes. This one is New Riff's Balboa rye. It's an heirloom grain of rye. It's very, very distinctive flavor. It's very smooth. It has a lot of flavor to it. One of my favorite ryes out there right now. And New Riff is one of my favorite distilleries, so wanted to include them in this tournament. Next one is another bottle that's kind of hard to find, but it's a little bit more findable nowadays. They put a lot of bottles out this last time. This one is a Midwinter's Night's Dram from High West. This one comes in, this is Act 12, Scene 3. Very distinctive flavor, this is their port finish version of their rye whiskeys and stuff like that. It's really, really, really good. I like this one a lot, so excited to see how that does in the tournament. Next one's another one that's kind of hard to find and everybody hunts. That is the Weller Foolproof. Had to include a Weller in here, and what better Weller to include than the Weller Foolproof. Full flavor, full body, excellent bottle. I expect high things from this one. Next one's another one that's kind of hard to find, but is getting more readily available. This is the Eagle Rare 10 year. I don't have the 12 year, but this 10 year bottle is excellent for the price point. Really looking forward to trying this and seeing how it stacks up against some of the other bottles in this lineup. The next one in the tournament is going to be the Old Pepper, James Pepper Decanter series. This one is one that I go to quite often. As you can tell, I've been drinking on this one for a while. This decanter is readily available. It's a fantastic bottle. I highly recommend you get this bottle if you haven't had a chance to get it yet. Now we're going to get into some of the major distilleries here. We got a Russell's Reserve. This one is kind of like a store pick, but there's so many of them out there. I think that all of them are pretty close and very similar into taste, so I definitely like Russell's Reserve, and I want to include it in this tournament, so look forward to that one as well. Go back to that. Get a little sip. Okay. Next one is going to be the Wild Turkey 101 8-year. Is a fantastic bottle. I'm glad they're doing it with an age stated instead of just releasing them overseas like they normally do. So I'm really glad that they actually have an age stated bottle now in the US. This one's a fantastic bottle. and it's, for value, you can't beat Wild Turkey 101. It's actually excellent. Okay, moving on. This one's another craft distillery. This one's out of Colorado. This one is Smoke Eye Hill. This one is Blue Corn. It's a very distinctive mash bill. It's very full-bodied, full-flavored. I'm really looking forward to that in the tournament. Okay, moving on to another major distillery. Had to include the Green River Foolproof. This bottle's everywhere, and for the value for Foolproof, this one's excellent, so really looking forward to that one. Want to include a Bardstown, and I wanted to choose one that's readily available, so I went with the weeded option. This one, it comes in at 106 proof, so a lot of people compare this to Antique 107, so I want to include this one in the bottle lineup, so it's readily available and it's a good weeder option. Okay, next bottle on the list is Penelope. This one's a weeded bourbon as well. This one's around 30 bucks, 40 bucks. Heard a lot of good things about this weeded bottle from Penelope, so I'm looking forward to that. Now we're getting into some of the bottles that were sent to me that I wanted to include in this tournament. The first bottle sent to me that I wanted to include, this was a Bluegrass Distillery. They sent me this bottle. This is their Toasted Oak offering. This bottle did really well on a blind in the past that I lined it up with some of the other toasted options. It comes in at 100 proof. This one's a really fantastic bottle from Bluegrass Distilleries. And finally, the last bottle going into the lineup, it's a Sagamore Cask Strength. Want to include a very strong rye, and Sagamore is one of the best ryes out there. Sagamore sent me this bottle as well, so I'm really looking forward to comparing that with all these different bourbons and whiskeys and different ryes and see how that performs against all of these. Once again, a lot of bottles. Got a lot of bottles to drink. So we're going to go through all 32 of them, and I got several videos in the first round. Whittle them down to 16, then we'll whittle them down even further to 8, and then 4, and then the championship series. So look forward to that in upcoming videos. Thanks for joining the live. Thanks for watching the live. Like I said, if you're not following me yet, go ahead and give me a follow. If you can engage in the video and tell me what you think, tell me if there's a bottle that I should have included in this lineup and this March Madness that you wanted to see. But here's the selection for Selection Sunday, 32 different bottles, and we're going to go ahead and get into these in the next week or two and see which one comes out on top. So, once again, Old Elk, thank you for sending me this bottle. I really enjoy it. It's actually a really good weeded offering. But I'm going to get a little bit more of this. Okay. Go ahead and stop it. Thank you for watching 1 ounce at a time. Like I said, if you're not following me, please give me a follow and a like and a comment. I'll reply to any comment in my video, and look forward to the March Madness tournament coming up.